I taught myself how to knit in 2012 after kind of realizing knitters and crocheters can take what is essentially a ball of string and turn it into a workable garment. So I taught myself in 2012 by YouTube and through books, which is actually kind of difficult because I'm left-handed, so I needed to reverse everything that I was taught. And I picked up crochet as well in 2015 because I thought natural progression, I kind of should learn about different methods of yarn work. So I benefited from being left-handed. I can do advanced techniques easily, and I can also teach in different ways, which helps a lot of my students. Speaking of students, I became a knitting instructor through Michael's in January of 2016. And I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'd like to teach everyone something that every new student goes through before we start actually the knitting process, which is the yarn types, fiber types. So there are two encompassing types of fibers. There's natural and synthetic. So within the natural is any kind of fiber that can be harvested from a living thing, so a plant or an animal. I actually have some examples here from my own personal stash. Some examples of both animal and plant. So within the animals, we have, if anyone could suggest anything, maybe?
A sheep.
Llama.
Sheep, yes. Wool is one of the most recognizable and biggest forms of natural. Llama as well, actually. Both llamas and alpacas.
German Shepherd.
What about cows?
Bison, actually, yes. Bison is kind of more on the luxurious kind of end. It's actually kind of hard to retrieve fibers from bison because they are kind of huge animals, like really scary looking things. If you've ever been close to one, they're really frightening.
Chinchilla.
Actually, yeah, chinchillas and rabbits.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just going to put rabbits because that's kind of...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Rabbits. As well as goat, which is similar to sheep in its kind of texture. It retains a lot of warmth. But goat and sheep are kind of on the itchy side. I don't know if any of your grandmas have ever knit you a sweater. It's usually made out of wool, and you usually hate it because of how itchy it is.
Yeah.
So,
Merino.
merino is goat. Yeah.
Merino wool, yeah.
Lastly, I'm just going to put down here that there is a silkworm, which is a really, really interesting, it's not a plant fiber because the silkworm makes a cocoon, and then the cocoon is harvested. So it's kind of like a little house that they just kind of, they harvest it similarly to the bison. They kind of just take it when it's finished. So within the plant fibers now, we have, to put this plant, the number one biggest fiber in plant fibers is cotton. I can guarantee you you're all wearing something made out of cotton today, or at least in part. Number two is linen. Number three would be hemp, yeah. And I'm going to add
Bamboo.
Bamboo is the, yeah, read my mind. Bamboo, however, is, I'm also going to add wood with bamboo. Bamboo is technically a part of the grass family, but it is processed the same way that wood pulp is, which is that you take the plant, you beat it down into a pulp, and then you process those fibers. It's kind of like how you would make paper. It's really similar to that method. So we have synthetic here, and synthetic is basically plastic. It's plastic. Plastic is super versatile. So we have a name called acrylic. And polyester. And what else?
Luan.
Sorry?
Luan.
Luan?
Sorry, it's Lululemon's.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that, I actually have, they use seaweed, and I haven't been able to come in contact with seaweed yarn, but I would totally love that. It's, I'll add that here.
I think Luan is the trademark. They're special. It's just probably regular stuff that they put their stamp on, sorry.
Yeah, no, I kind of think, yeah, so acrylic, polyester, and nylon. So synthetic yarn is usually processed the most, so it's the least economic, environmentally friendly, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good yarn. I have over here an example, and the first 4 examples of this are acrylic, but they all feel different. It's intense. Last but not least, I also have blends. Blends combine the best qualities of multiple types of fibers. So you can have the warmth of sheep with the washability of acrylic. The softness of bamboo with the warmth of wool. I personally use the blends the most in my work because they're usually incredibly durable, incredibly versatile, really just easy to work with. So that about actually wraps it up. Does anyone have any questions? No?
Tons, actually.
Oh, okay.
What's the best fiber for a suit?
What kind of suit?
A James Bond suit.
That one would probably be a synthetic. I would probably actually recommend like Egyptian cotton or something like that because it's super breathable. But it depends. Depends on what you need. If we're in Canada, you probably would want to go something lined with wool, but I'm not a tailor, so I couldn't really answer that question. Yes?
Quick question. The mulberry and the bamboo silk, is
Yes.
that from the pith of the plant?
I believe it's actually from the leaf.
Really?
Yeah. If there's no more questions, then I guess that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Right on.